This is lesson 29 in Module 2 for Divi 5 2026. Just to recap, my name is JP. This is Websites for Beginners. And in Module 2, we looked at how you work in building out a multi-page website within Divi. The idea is in Module 2 that we look at things like navigation, how to set up the header. And in Divi, we got introduced to concepts like the canvas. I want to quickly just talk about a feature that I usually tackle in Module 1, but we're going to do it here. It's very short, and that is how you set up the featured images, but you can do it directly within Divi 5. And then we'll wrap it up, just a wrap up in the 30th session for Module 2. There's a lot I didn't do. We didn't build out a contact page. We didn't really build out the About and Services page. That is not the central focus for this. And then in Module 3, wait, I'm doing the video. I'm supposed to be the next. Anyway, in Module 3, we will look at blogging. And in Module 4, we will look at WooCommerce. And I'm rethinking that. But like I said, we'll talk about that in the next video. With this page that we have here, and this is our services page that we had been working on. Whenever you select anything on the page, there is actually a very nice feature, the breadcrumbs feature, that allows you to navigate between the different modules, rows, columns on your page to make the selection easy. The first one, of course, like you will know, is that we have the layers here on the left. And this is a very essential, crucial panel when working in Divi. You do get lost on the page, especially this one gripe that I have over the column feature. This is the DNA of how the Divi system works, and this can be a little bit off-putting for many people coming from other builders, because sometimes you can work in other builders directly within a row. You just place an element like a heading directly in the row. You don't need a column for that, but in Divi, the column, or often known as just a box, that is there, and that's why you will need this. But the other way, also very important, is that you can go here on the right with the inspector. I'll select this text here called record keeping, and then look at the breadcrumbs feature here at the top. Firstly, this is the heading of the module. Well, the title of the name of the module. In this case, it's a heading, so it tells us it's a heading. I select this image on the page, and it tells me, aha, this is a SVG module. And then just one level up to the breadcrumbs, you can see how it is nested, how it is housed. So the SVG, if you go up, it's inside a column. Column is inside a row. The row is inside the section. And at the very top, you're always going to see this feature called page. And this is what we're going to talk about quickly here. But before we get there, click on row, and it takes us to the row. Now you can see that the row, the green box, is selected. And on the left, in the layers panel, you can see the row is also selected. Before I click on page, just note that this little arrow next to section, the one that points to the right, this is an indicator that there is content within this. Click on it and look at all of the options that you have here. It shows you column, second column, third column, fourth, and so on. We are working with a row that is set to a grid, and that's why there are so many columns. And from here, you can drill down and also select the specific one you want. And that is why, especially if you have a very complicated website with many parts, I often recommend that you go into the layers panel as you work and you retype and give it names so that you know exactly this is column 1, column 2, or you can even give the columns typical names like investment column. Don't waste too much time on that, because often we get caught up in that stuff that doesn't actually bring value to the website itself, but it makes us feel good because, hey, I did so much work behind the scenes. It's not about the input always, right? It's about the output. Oh, wisdom. Right, let's get back to where we want to go. Go to our breadcrumbs in the top right corner and select page. And this is the part that usually is within WordPress. But from here, you can do everything. You can change the title of the page. You can add an excerpt. And the important part is that you can bring in a featured image. And the rules of featured images apply here. I'll just grab one from my library. This one is a post image, but it's going to work very well. I can add an excerpt here. And if you have subscribed for the AI, you can generate with the AI, which is a great one. My website is about services. And then, of course, the title, I will leave it as is the page title. And from here, you save. And this makes it much easier. Otherwise, you have to exit into WordPress. You have to edit it there and set up everything there. And then you have to make sure that you click again, edit in Divi. I almost said Brizzy. All these names, breakdowns, Brizzy, bricks. They're all so close. Elementor is the only one that's really difficult to confuse with anyone else. So I hope I didn't say other names too often, but that is then the option, or that is then the problem, that you have to click on Divi. Yes, to click on Divi to come back. Sorry, mine is on a run this morning. So do not forget about this page feature. You can also select it. Let's click again on the page. In the layers panel, you will see that you have the page there at the top. It will always appear and you can select it. The other way this will also appear is when you enter this page newly. Let's save our work on this page. Go to the Pages Manager. Click on that. I'll just close the layers. Drop down. Let's go back to the home page. But before we do that, let's just select anything on the page so the inspector looks like this. Now with the Pages panel open, let's go back to the home page and select Edit Page. And once this page loads, you're going to see that we have the page content section here on the right for the inspector. Options, open here on the right. The ever I so want to help you part of me come across 2 or 3 websites in a week in my personal browsing in South Africa alone, in my hometown, where I see firstly the icon of the website. The site icon is still WordPress. And the other thing I often find is when people post and repost pages on social media, a crappy image pops up because they didn't set the featured image, or they set it incorrectly by putting too much text on it, and they put the text on the left, on the right, and they didn't use proper aspect ratio, or they didn't consider aspect ratio of 1:1 for the main content. So get this one right and set it up for your pages. It should be on your checklist always. Go back, and make sure it is done well. At the same time, I do think if I have to recommend some SEO plugin, there's a few of them that can help you with this, that overrides these features and just helps by making sure that your pages will look good. And I think of Rank Math, SEO Press, and there's quite, what is the one that I use? I can never remember the name, Squirrely or something like that. I'll have to go check again. But those plugins, if you don't want to use this, use one of those plugins, and they really actually do at the very basic level a very good job in just making sure that when your page is reposted or shared, that it will look good. And that's all. Small little video on this one. I talked more than what I showed, the forever lecturer in me. And then we'll wrap it up in the next video.